My fiancé was cheating. Right there in the VIP lounge, he was kissing a rookie actress in full view. I found out, calmly ended our relationship, and left. The second I stepped out, I pulled funding and shoved his cheating face onto the trending list. A loud birthday bash. The VIP lounge echoed with drunken laughter. Jason lolled on the sofa while a cutesy girl straddled his lap. They were necking without a care in the world. I pushed the door open just as their lips met. The room went dead. No one had expected me. One of Jason's buddies stammered, shoving him off the girl. Serena, what are you doing here? It's my fiancé's party. Why wouldn't I come? I walked up to Jason, voice flat. The girl buried her face in his chest like she was suddenly shy. Funny, she'd had no problem making out for an audience seconds earlier. Jason's hand stayed glued to her waist, hickeys blooming on his throat, zero guilt in his eyes. Thought you said you weren't coming. I'm 3 years older than he is. When we met, he was still juggling part-time gigs, and I'd just returned from grad school to inherit the Vance empire, the only child of the house. He's a master at sweet talk. I defied my parents to be with him, showered him with resources, contacts, a star-making debut. 3 years ago, he proposed, swearing forever, so I bankrolled a blockbuster that catapulted him to trophies and A-lists. He's had fame, money, status. I thought wedding bells would be next, but excuse after excuse followed. Now I know love vows fiction. Utility fact. Maybe love flickered once, but it was dwarfed by profit the moment he sniffed it. I smiled faintly. So I'm invisible now? Before he could answer, I slid off my engagement ring and dropped it into a champagne flute. Jason, we're done. Champagne splattered the table, his face soured. Stop the drama. Not in front of everyone. He'd forgotten who really holds the capital. Def. We are officially over, starting now. The air iced over. Everyone knew how much I adored him, so they thought it was a tantrum until they saw my eyes. One guy leapt up. Serena, it's a mistake. Jason's wasted. He doesn't know what he's doing. Jason, pride stung, sneered. You'll regret this. Don't come crawling back. I laughed, grabbed a champagne bottle, and smashed it over his head. Booze and blood sheeted down his face. He froze in shock while the girl screamed and bolted. I wiped my hands with 2 napkins. Sober now. You'll be the one begging, and you'll crawl back to where you started tonight. On my way out, I recognized the girl. Luna, a freshman starlet getting buzz lately. His pals called 911. Jason, she was just mad. Smooth talk her later. Pressing his split scalp, Jason hissed. Screw that. I prayed she'd leave. If she hadn't had cash, I'd never have dated the old hag. Now I've got my own. Why stay when I can trade up? Outside, I speed-dialed Chloe for drinks. After years together, pretending it didn't hurt would be a lie. She arrived to find several empty bottles. Why the binge? I poured her a glass. Jason and I are finished. Chloe slapped the table. Good riddance. What was it this time? I gave her the recap. She was halfway to the door, ready to kill. He's across the hall? I'll murder the son of a. He thinks talent got him here. I yanked her back. He's not worth staining your Louboutins. There are cleaner ways. Chloe pressed. You're serious? He cheated, Serena. I looked her dead in the eye. 100%. Past fights were lovers' quarrels. This time he painted me green. I'm not that cheap. I lost count of the drinks. Next morning I woke in my nemesis's bed. I sprinted out and found Julian in black sweats, calmly eating breakfast. He glanced over, smirking. Morning, sunshine. Thought you'd sleep till noon. Following his gaze, I realized I wore only an oversized white shirt. I hurled a cushion at him. Eyes off or I'll gouge them out. Back in the bedroom I yelled. Where are my clothes? He followed, catching the cushion. You puked on them, and my car. Embarrassed, I muttered. Loan me pants then. He pointed to the dresser. Help yourself. I cinched a pair with his belt and emerged to breakfast waiting. I sipped the milk he offered. Why am I here? He shrugged. Heard you got dumped, came to watch fireworks, rescued a drunk instead. I narrowed my eyes. Did you change me? He grimaced. No way you did, Miss Self-Reliant. It was disgusting. Doubtful but too hungover to argue, I ate. Where's Chloe? Her boyfriend picked her up last night. My phone rang, Jason again, and this time it was a video call. I glanced across the table at Julian, didn't bother stepping away, tapped accept, and laid the phone on the white linen so the camera caught both of us on speaker. Jason's voice cracked like a whip. Is the trending list your handiwork? I blinked. What trending list? He sounded ready to bust a vein. Stop acting. Those screenshots, don't tell me you had nothing to do with them. You trying to bury me? I flicked open Twitter. The hashtags #JasonCheating and #LunaHomeWrecker were blowing up. Photo threads, timestamps, last night's parking lot kiss, plus older candids of them holding hands, kissing through masks. I'd know that slouch anywhere. A bitter laugh slipped out. Without this surge, I'd never have known how long the farce had been running. On-screen, Jason kept ranting. I opened my mouth to flay him when Julian lifted the phone. I planted the story, he said, calm as Sunday morning. Silence lasted 3 heartbeats, then Jason shrieked. Who the hell are you? Serena, you're with a guy at breakfast. Did you sleep with him? You've been itching to dump me, haven't you? I laughed outright, amazed I'd ever mistaken this man-child for leading man material. Takes a cheat to think everyone else is dealing from the same marked deck. Maybe just to spike his pulse, I stood, leaned over, and kissed Julian full on the cheek. Yep, fresh boyfriend. If I hadn't broken up with you, I'd still be dumpster diving for dates. Jason went full tantrum, spitting at the lens. Knew it, you've been screwing around. Who is this clown? He's out to get me, right? Just wait, I'll ruin him. Julian's tone stayed silky, every word a needle. I'm absolutely out to get you. Already whimpering. Your tolerance needs work. He ended the call with gentlemanly courtesy. Name's Julian. I'm waiting. Can't wait to see how you ruin me. Tip, you'd better finish the job because if you don't, I will. After breakfast, Julian had a women's suit sent up. I changed and was halfway to the elevator when he called. Hey, I stopped. What, demanding a car wash fee? He huffed a laugh, caught off guard. You kissed me. I lifted a brow. So, he gave a helpless little shake of his head, waved me off. Forget it, serial molester. Back at headquarters, the hashtags still crowned the trending list. With Julian's fingerprints on it, Jason could never scrub the story, so why not pour gasoline? I beat him to the punch, tweeting an official statement. Overdone by. A simple breakup announcement felt insufficient. I wanted a clean surgical cut. I summoned my assistant. How many of Jason's projects is Vance still bankrolling? 2 years ago, Jason had split from our studio label to open his own shop, but we still supplied gap financing. 2 films, 2 series. 1 movie started shooting last week. The others are in advanced pre-production. I tapped my pen against the glass desk. Pull funding on all of them. Tell the line producers if they'll recast the lead, I'll reconsider. Vance Technologies is a top-tier ICT supplier. We'd never have ventured into showbiz without my ex-hookup dragging us there. Half an hour after my tweet, Dad burst into my corner office, grinning like he'd scored courtside seats. Dad! Little warning next time. My assistant delivered tea. Charles didn't touch it. Sweetheart, I saw the trends. You've split? Getting dumped is hardly a family bragging moment. And I groped for a tactful spin when he slammed his palm on the desk. Best news ever. Never liked that pretty boy. Had to smile at him for your sake. Now I can drop the act. Hello? Your daughter's the injured party here. He finally remembered the etiquette, patted my hand. Darling, he cheated big time. Don't melt if he slithers back with poetry and roses. I rubbed my temples. Was I that lovesick before? Everyone's celebrating like I quit opioids. Relax, Dad, I'm not crawling back. Charles whipped out a stack of dossiers thick as a phone book. Excellent. Moving on, here's Sterling's youngest, 32, runs his own fund. The Cheen heir, 33, only child, and Vance's second boy, cheekbones sharper than your ex. Pick one, I'll arrange brunch. I raised both hands. I've been single for 3 hours. He breezed past me. Out with the old. Skim the files. I'll phone Sterling and book you the noon slot at Le Bernardin. Young people need to mingle. Head pounding, I was rescued by my assistant announcing a visitor, Julian. He strolled in, all Park Avenue polish. Mr. Vance, long time. How's your golf swing? Charles lit up. Julian, when did you land? Yesterday. Plan to drop by the estate this weekend. Then Julian turned to me, eyes laughing. Serena, the dress you left at my place is dry cleaned. Dad's pupils turned into $signs, my pulse jackhammered. What game is he playing? I jumped in before Charles could hum wedding marches. Dad, it's not, he lifted a palm. Let me think for myself. His gaze ping-ponged between us. You two stayed over last night. Julian and I answered simultaneously. No, Dad. Yes, sir. I glared, lips stretched in a fake smile. Could you not invent facts? Julian dangled the garment bag. I even washed your blouse. Memory foggy. I scrambled. I was drunk, crashed in his guest room, separate beds. He cheerfully undercut me. You were plastered. How do you know what happened? I shut up. I honestly don't remember the sleeping arrangements, but I'm positive nothing happened. Charles waved his hand with a grin. The picture of a man who understood everything. It's no big deal, sweetheart. Dad isn't some feudal fossil. You should have told me earlier. I get it. I'll cancel lunch with the song boy. I've got things to do, so I'll head out now. You two enjoy yourselves. He scooped up the stack of papers from the table and left with a satisfied smile, pausing to pat Julian's shoulder. Julian, Uncle believes in you. The moment the door clicked shut, I grabbed a throw pillow and hurled it at Julian. Are you insane? Why are you here? He caught the pillow and placed it back on the sofa. To rescue you, obviously. Rescue my foot, I snapped. You've doomed me. Now my father's convinced we're together. Julian sat down and poured himself a cup of tea. Don't be dramatic. Without me, you'd be stuck at some matchmaking lunch. Wouldn't you rather deal with me than a parade of strangers? I considered it. Annoyingly, he had a point. So I'm supposed to thank you. He lounged back. You're welcome. Since you're free, have lunch with me. It's almost noon. I didn't even hesitate. No time. Not going. Julian raised an eyebrow. My treat. I stood, smoothing the creases from my skirt. Then let's go. I want the most expensive thing on the menu. He chuckled. Show some ambition. I snorted. Opportunities to fleece you are rare. Thanks to the trending list scandal, Jason's reputation nosedived. Twitter was a flood of insults, reporters camped outside the Meridian gates, and he hadn't dared go online or step outside in days. Luna had called non-stop. He ignored every one. He was so frantic his head throbbed. He couldn't care less about anyone else's problems. His agent yanked him out of bed. Go apologize to Serena, charm her. This is exploding. We're losing endorsement deals and Vance has already pulled funding. Jason jerked upright. Pull funding? When? The day after you split. He clenched his teeth. She actually did it. Never figured she could be this ruthless. She's trying to bury me. The agent spoke gently. Maybe she's just furious. Woo her back. You're a public figure. If you break up, it can't be your fault, at least not in the public's eyes. Jason brooded, then gave in. He slipped out the Meridian service gate, drove to Vance headquarters, and rode the elevator straight to the top. I was in the reception lounge, just finished with a client. My assistant told me Jason had arrived. I wasn't surprised. If he hadn't come, then I'd have been shocked. President Vance, should I bring him in? I thought for a second. No. Escort him to my corner office. Ask a few security guys to wait outside. I'll text you, then bring them in. I took my time returning. Jason was already restless, but forced himself to stay calm. I cradled my coffee and settled into the executive chair. Something you need? Of course I knew why he was here. I was the only lifeline left. Serena, he said, flashing a quick smile. I was drunk, talked nonsense. Don't take it to heart, okay? The scandal had wrecked him. Grooming was the last thing on his mind. The fake grin made me nauseous. Don't take it to heart. I kept my voice low, enunciating each word. Were you cheating? Did you shove your tongue down Luna's throat at your birthday bash in front of everyone? Are those screenshots online fake? He tried to interrupt. Serena, listen. I cut him off. Just answer yes or no. Still planning to lie? If you're here to apologize, show some sincerity. He swallowed hard. Yes. I let out a cold laugh. Then what gives you the face to show up? He blurted. Serena, hear me out. She Luna seduced me. I love you. I never wanted her, but she threw herself at me. I lost my head for a second. Give me one more chance, just one. I swear it won't happen again. I've already cut her off. He pulled the engagement ring I'd dunked in a champagne bottle from his pocket like it proved something. Serena, trust me. Let's stop this. We can start over. If you hate this ring, I'll buy another and propose again. Please. No wonder Jason owned a Best Actor trophy. His tears fell in perfect drops. Too bad my brain wasn't flooded this time. I had no patience for his monologue. I simply messaged my assistant. Seconds later, she marched in with 3 hulking security guards. I pointed at Jason. This man barged into my office with ulterior motives. Throw him out. He's banned from Vance premises. Jason's eyes bulged. He lunged forward, but the guards pinned him to the carpet. Serena, let me explain. I crouched, tapping his cheek, looking down at him. Do I look stupid? You think sweet talk erases everything? You're out of chances. Everything you have, you owe to me. Without me, you'd still be an extra. Crushing you is easier than squashing an ant. I can yank you back into the spotlight or bury you forever. Here's a tip. If you're smart, I'll stop here and call it a favor to the past. My words stunned him. He was used to the obedient version of me and forgot who I really was. I'd climbed to this seat young, and the old boardroom sharks respected me for reasons beyond my last name. The rest I earned myself. I waved the guards out and murmured to my assistant. Pull the security footage from my office. Then dig into Jason's studio. The security team dragged him to a deserted corner of the garage and beat him methodically. No broken bones, just bruises on bruises. When Jason regained consciousness, he was in St. Elora Hospital. He shifted and gasped at the explosion of pain. His agent rushed in. "Don't move, you're one big contusion." Except for the face he'd shielded, every inch of him was black and blue. "You brought me here." "I got an anonymous text," the agent said. "When I arrived you were out cold. What happened?" "I thought you went to patch things up with Serena." Jason ground his teeth. "That bitch Serena ordered it. I'll sue her." "Serena?" The agent stared. "But you went to reconcile." "Reconcile is dead," Jason snarled. "I begged on my knees, she wouldn't listen. If she won't show mercy, don't blame me for playing dirty." The agent's eyes narrowed. "You're not planning to flip the scandal onto Serena, are you?" Jason didn't deny it. "She beat me up like this. Why does she get to play the victim?" Ever since the cheating scandal broke, the internet had dragged him through the mud. Some fans didn't just unfollow, they stomped back over the ashes. Why should he be the only one cyberbullied? If he was going down, Serena was going with him. A cornered dog jumps the fence. After I'd finished slugging Jason, I felt fantastic. That same night I dragged Chloe out for a shopping spree. "You actually punched that scumbag Jason?" Chloe's eyes sparkled. "For real." I took a swallow of champagne. "For real. Right now he's probably still at St. Elora Hospital." Fun as it was, Chloe looked worried. "If you beat him up, couldn't he turn around and accuse you of domestic violence?" Ever since the story hit the trending list, his team hasn't released a single official statement. With the backlash this vicious, I'd bet my heels that shameless jerk will spin today's fight to save his reputation. I waved her off. "Relax. I thought it through. I had someone else hit him. No broken bones, not even a drop of blood. At most it's a minor injury. The spot has no security footage and no witnesses. Zero evidence. If he dares use it, I'll bury him for good." Chloe gave me a thumbs up. "That's the Serena I know. If it weren't for Jason cheating, I'd have thought dating him made you soft. He's already half dead. One more push and the guy might crack." I snorted. "He deserves it. Scumbags should rot, and it's worse when they screw with me. I'm letting him breathe only because I'm collecting karma points. But drunk plenty." Chloe called her boyfriend to pick her up. "Serena, we'll drive you home." I glanced at my phone. "No need. We're headed opposite ways, hassle. I've called a DD." Moments after Chloe left, a car stopped in front of me. I waved. "Not my ride." Before I finished, the window slid down and I saw Julian at the wheel. Surprise! Julian draped an arm over the steering wheel and tilted his head. "Who else would collect a drunk like you?" I shot back. "My designated driver would." He laughed in exasperation. "Less talk, more climb in." I shook my head. "I already ordered one." Julian gave up bargaining, unbuckled, hauled me out of my heels and stuffed me into the passenger seat. I'd definitely overdone the champagne. The world spun. Once he slammed the door, I mumbled, "What about my car?" "I'll have someone fetch it tomorrow." "Sure, okay." The engine hummed and I dozed off. When I woke, the car was parked. I stepped out, blinked, and looked at Julian. "Dude, this isn't my place." "Were you drunk or was I?" He answered blandly, "This is my place. Forgot to drop you off." Exasperated, I turned back. "Then drive me home now." Julian ignored me, catching my wrist and steering me toward the elevator. "What's the difference? A bed's a bed, and it's not your first sleepover." He leaned in until his face filled my vision. I flinched. Why did Julian suddenly look sort of hot? Must be the alcohol scrambling my brain. Next morning my phone wouldn't stop ringing. I fished it from under the pillow and hit speaker. "Talk after I've slept, thanks." Chloe was practically shrieking. "No time." "You were right, that scumbag spun the fight." I bolted upright. "Explain." "He and that homewrecker Luna just held a press conference. Claims you two had already split, their relationship is legit, they're true love. Also says you beat him, he couldn't take it, and, get this, you cheated first. The mystery man in the screenshots? Julian. When did you two hook up, and why keep me out of the loop?" "I cheated with Julian?" "Cute." Chloe barreled on. "Check Twitter." "I can't even find a way to nuke him now." I hung up, opened Twitter, and there it was. Hashtag Serena cheating, hashtag Serena abuse, followed by hashtags defending Jason and praising their real love. I tapped a clip, Jason wearing a cap, showing arm bruises, playing the battered sweetheart while Luna wept beside him, wailing she'd been framed. Scrolling down, I found the proof photo, me kissing Julian during that video call, meant to needle Jason. He'd screen grabbed it. So today's circus had been in the works. I'd underestimated him. Calmly, I exited the app and called Jason. He picked up instantly. Regrets already? If you'd treated me better yesterday, I might tell my fans to tone it down. After all, you're a woman. Oh, and Vance stock is wobbling. With this scandal, can you still hold that CEO seat? His smugness made my skin crawl. How had I ever dated this trash? Dream on, Jason. Even if I get ousted, the chair won't pass to you in a million lifetimes. I'm calling to remind you, watch how you die. I warned you the regret would be yours. I hung up, ordered my assistant to pick me up, and got dressed. When I opened the bedroom door, Julian jumped. You planning to haunt me? I rolled my eyes. Why are you eavesdropping? Just answer. Are you crashing their press conference? I spoke around my toothbrush. Yeah, how's that your business? Julian said. I'm coming with you. Hard pass. Twitter already crowned you my boy toy. He shrugged. Then I definitely belong on stage. I'm co-starring in this farce. No way. He grinned. Try and stop me. Around 10:30 I arrived. My appearance stunned the room. Reporters surged until security held them back. Miss Vance, is the cheating rumor true? You and Mr. Hawthorne, what's the relationship? Did you assault Jason? Some say you have violent tendencies. I swept my gaze over the two lovebirds on stage and stepped up. What are you doing here? Jason snapped. Ignoring him, I turned to Luna. Sam, powder your nose, your mascara's running. I couldn't tell if she was genuinely terrified or just putting on an act, but the moment Luna saw me, she started backing away, sobbing harder, making it look as though I were the bully. Jason, ever the gentleman, pulled her close and murmured reassurances. Then he snapped at me. What the hell are you doing here? I gave him a bright smile. I'm here to destroy you, of course. Didn't I call ahead to warn you? Oh, and I brought a little gift. Hope you love it. Without waiting for a comeback, I turned to the crowd and raised a hand. 60 seconds of silence, and I'll answer every question you've got. I signaled my assistant. She set my laptop on the podium and mirrored the screen to the giant LED wall. 2 video clips. The first filmed the afternoon Jason visited my corner office, the second taken in the VIP lounge on the night of his birthday bash. Lucky for me, the door to the lounge had been cracked. The hallway security camera had a direct sight line. I cranked the volume to max so no one could miss a syllable. Murmurs died the instant the screen flared to life. Beside me, Jason looked like he'd swallowed sewage. Luna went corpse white when the lounge footage rolled. The clips lasted barely 15 minutes. When they ended, I faced the reporters. Now you all know who really cheated. I cued the office video again, looping the moment Jason admitted the affair. His crisp, yes, echoing again and again. Apparently that was the spark. Jason lunged for the laptop, trying to kill the feed, but my security guys tackled him before he got close. Unraveling, he screamed, Serena, shut that damn thing off. I took a theatrical half-step behind my assistant, eyes wide. See that, everyone? Tell me again which one of us has the temper. I met his glare and enunciated every word. Mr. Shun, you accused me of domestic violence. Got any witnesses? Physical evidence? Anything. He stared, fists clenched, but said nothing. Of course he couldn't. No cameras in that corner, no passers-by, and the 2 security specialists who'd roughed him up had resigned the same night, long gone untraceable. A soft laugh slipped out. I let my contempt show. No proof? Then it's slander. Vance legal counsel will be in touch. Just then a ripple ran through the room. Phones buzzing, notification chimes stacking. I tilted my head toward Jason. Aren't you going to look at your surprise? Dread washed over his face. He yanked out his phone, tapped Twitter, and the color drained from his cheeks. The top trending tag blared, Jason tax evasion. No warning, no whisper campaign, just suddenly there. If the feds opened a file, he was finished. The industry would blacklist him, and the breach of contract penalties alone would bankrupt him. You did this, you bitch, he rasped. How can you be so vicious? Looking at his ashen face, I felt pure, sparkling satisfaction. Don't snarl, sweetheart. I told you to play smart, yet here we are. I hadn't planned to go this far, but kindness only feeds the greedy. Reporters surged forward, microphones thrust like spears, every question a gut punch. Jason looked ready to fold. Abandoning even Luna, he shoved toward the exit. The girl was left bawling, but I felt zero urge to comfort her. I started to leave, only to find the press blocking my path. Miss Vance, what's your relationship with Mr. Hawthorne? You still haven't explained that photo in the video. 11. I frowned, tempted to ignore them, when Julian strolled in. I lifted my gaze to his amused smile. I told you not to come. He ignored the jab, slipped his hands into his pockets, and faced the pack. Miss Vance and I are friends at the moment. As for the so-called cheating photo Mr. Shen posted online, timestamped July 3rd. Serena and Jason officially split on July 2nd, so there was no overlap. One reporter pounced. Doesn't that qualify as a rebound? Julian's smile stayed easy. Like I said, just friends. Friends don't usually kiss cheeks. He gave a small, regretful shrug. Miss Vance had just broken up. She used me to annoy her ex. The full video with the exact timestamp is already uploaded. Judge for yourselves. A final shout. You two grew up together. Now that she's single, any chance of a family merger? Sorry, marriage? I tugged Julian's sleeve, silently ordering him to shut up. He glanced down at me and answered anyway. There's a possibility of marriage, but it'll never be a merger. Afraid he'd spout more nonsense, I hauled him out to the car. Once inside, I let my pulse settle. Where did you get that video? He sat beside me, profile calm. My penthouse has cameras. I smacked his arm. Creep. He caught my wrist. Only the living room. Relax, I edited out the part where you weren't wearing pants. I have boundaries. Boundaries, my ass. I yanked free. Why feed the reporters fairy tales? Not fairy tales, he said quietly, locking eyes with me. I'm going to court you. A sudden break hurled me forward. Trying to kill me. My assistant winced in the mirror. Sorry, boss, totally accidental. I climbed out. Julian followed. Serena, I'm dead serious. I'm in love with you. I stopped, turned. Then why didn't you say so years ago? He hesitated. I thought you disliked me. You'd chosen Jason, so you fled to Europe to avoid me. He gave a soft affirmative. Not entirely, but yeah, your dating him made leaving easier. I said nothing. He stepped closer, voice cautious. Give me a shot. Let me be your boyfriend. He didn't push for an immediate answer. He simply threaded his fingers through mine. Come on, lunch first. I stayed planted, tightened my grip, and pulled him back. Will you cheat? He didn't even blink. Never. Not once. If you do, he asked, what do you want? All your liquid assets and every piece of real estate you own, transferred to me voluntarily. Done, he said without hesitation. I'll have my assistant draft the contract right now. His eyes were steady, and for once I wanted to believe. 3-month probation. He frowned faintly. That long? For months. No, 3 it is. Deal. Tomorrow morning I want breakfast, cooked by you. You've got it. Thanks for listening to today's story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more gripping tales. See you next time.